Well, we're certainly excited. We're playing for the ASUN championship. It's always been a dream and a focus, a goal for us. Last year, unfortunately, was sidetracked in the semifinals, and we're grateful we're in this position. Really excited how much the energy that our team had today or tonight, and we shot the ball pretty well and started off the first quarter, really set the tone for us.
So you mentioned the first quarter. You shut them out for the majority of that first quarter, and I believe they only ended with 5 after the first. Well, did you have that as part of your game plan going in, or was that just something that happened again?
We wanted to start with a lot of energy, and on both ends, offensive and defensive, and they've had to travel. We had rest. We're motivated to get back to the championship. A lot of things are going our way, and as the game plan goes, I mean, who wouldn't want to start with a lot of energy on both ends, offensively and defensively? So I think we were pretty well dialed in on the defensive end, and they're a upper tier championship top team, and how they shot the ball the next 3 quarters proved it, and they continued to compete all the way to the end.
You ended the game with your biggest lead of the game, 28 points, and you mentioned last week how no coach ever expects to go into a game and expect it to be a blowout. Is that the same going into tonight?
No, that was a surprise. We just wanted to win every quarter, and if it ended up being a 4-point win because we won each quarter by 1 point, we just wanted to win and have an opportunity to go on and play for a championship. So we've been blessed. That's where we're at.
Last week, Kennedy led your team in assists. This week, she led your team in points with 20, 4 threes, 6 taken. That's both career highs. What's it like having her leading this team on the offensive end?
She had an amazing game. I'm looking down through here. She led us in assist, led us in scoring. She did pretty good on the boards as well. She was very impactful in this game, and really amazed and grateful that, man, she stepped up, and I think she wanted to be in that championship game. And as you were saying, I think she had 9 assists last game, and it's just great to have her. She's been shooting the ball much better recently in the last 5 games, and she's certainly comfortable playing here at home. And if you do look at her 3-point field goal percentage, everybody is probably thinking, you don't think of her being one of our higher percentage shooters, but when you start crunching the numbers, she's right there shooting a good percentage from 3-point range.
Kennedy mentioned that your goal was to always beat them outside the arc and beat them around the 3-point line. Was that the goal for the whole team, or was that the goal just for her specifically?
No, that was the whole team, and we work hard on transitioning, and it's a simple strategy that is used at every level, and that is the team that can shoot the most layups and free throws and threes usually win. And in addition to that, the toughest shot to make in basketball is a pull-up jumper. And I'm telling you, that is, when you start watching the NBA game, that's what you're seeing. You see some great one-on-one going to the rim, the dunk, the 3, the kick out, and number 1 seed, Florida Gulf Coast. What do? They beat you down to shoot a layup. They drive you to shoot a layup, and then they move the ball around and shoot the threes and make points from a free throw line. It's not sort of, it is a equation for success. And, to beat the best, you got to play against the best. And we've been practicing to get up and down the floor and try to keep people in front of us and take away the 3. And we didn't do as good a job as I wanted. We did the first quarter, but after that, they made 8 threes on us. In fact, probably 7. I think they made 1 3 in the first quarter. Yeah. So.
Bella Vincent was minus 23 tonight. She was obviously a big part of your game plan going into it. What do you think? How do you think your team did limiting her?
Well, she's a leading scorer on their team, and we certainly have to respect her, and she shoots some bombs from out there. I mean, her 2 threes were not just a 3-pointer, they were like a 5-pointer out there. And, it's a simple strategy. What does a team do well? You try to take that away and make them look at other options, and we had to key in on her. And another thing, I think, they go with about 6 or 7 players, and I go as deep as 10, and everybody played tonight, and that helps too, to try to keep your players fresh. And when you're exhausted, your legs go, and your shot usually follows with that. So we were able to get a lot of people in the game and keep a lot of people fresh and challenging them.
You mentioned your depth. Bella Snuda, Alice Markova were essential tonight. I saw Alice at that reverse layup near the end of the game. What's it like having such an experienced and deep team?
Well, I'm grateful. I mean, we're basically 2 deep at every position, and if that's not the case, then obviously you've got a little chink in your armor. And Alice can knock down shots. Ping typically plays much better than what she did. She just didn't make her shots tonight. And Dee started really well and sort of followed up from the last game where she made 5 threes. And Bella is always pushing Maya and getting up down the floor, and she's she had 9 boards, and Dee had 9 boards, so they both tied. So Bella's taking care of business inside when Maya's on the bench. So
you got FGCU for the championship game, but would you say this team is peaking at the right time?
I think they're probably playing as good as they've ever played at this time of year. Yeah, and it's been a gradual identity, because we didn't start off this well. And, still, all I have to do is think back 3 games ago when we win by 1. Now that puts all of us, myself and the players, with both feet on the ground. And we were very fortunate to get out of there with a win at Billaman. And that was sort of a wake-up call. You got to come out and do a better effort. So in some ways, we're grateful for that wake-up call.
What are you looking at going next week into the ASUN Championship?
What am I looking at?
Looking forward.
Okay. For us just to be able to be fresh and confident as we go in, and just give our very best, because they're very talented. They're not by chance number 1 in the country shooting threes, number 1 made threes. I think they're closing in on breaking their own record with made threes. I don't even know how the score went tonight, but I think they were like 12 or 18 or something like that away from breaking their own record. So that tells you how talented they are. And look at the record. What are they, 31 and 3. Outstanding team. We're going to have to play an A game.
You got anything you want to add?
No, yes, I love this team. This team loves one another. I don't know if there's a closer group that I've had They really believe in one another. They pick each other up, and their motto is one goal, one heartbeat. And when they need to dig down, rise up, grind it out, they're willing to do that for one another. So it makes it a lot of fun to coach. And why can't you fall in love with a team like that? And I certainly have, and our coaching staff has.